As per the Article 18D of the Constitution of Indian National Congress, I, Madhusudan Mistry, hereby declare Sri Mallikarjun Kharge elected as the President of Indian National Congress.
The Congress President will decide what my role is and how I am to be deployed.
Hello, welcome to Newscentre. With me, Parikshit Luthra. We're joining you live from the residence of Mallikarjun Kharge, who has been appointed as the president of the Congress party. After the election process got over, he got 88% of the votes. Shashi Tharoor got about 10% of the votes, and many said that Mallikarjun Kharge's appointment was a foregone conclusion. Let's just get you some pictures from Mallikarjun Kharge's 10 Rajaji Marg residence in the national capital. It's full of Congress supporters right now, all of them very eager to wish and congratulate Mallikarjun Kharge here at his residence. We also saw Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi come here, congratulate him in person. Even the G23, the leaders such as Prithvi Raj Chavan, he was here a short while back, so was Ashok Gehlot. So, a lot of support for Mallikarjun Kharge in this election. But many also feel that the status quo will continue, as he was somebody who had the backing of the Gandhis in this election. Remember, Shashi Tharoor had been speaking about an uneven pitch, an uneven playing field in this election. We are now joined by Aditi Phadnis of the Business Standard. We have Mudit Agarwal of the Congress Party. We'll also be joined by political analyst Sanjay, who's the former spokesperson of the Congress Party. And the big question today, will the appointment of Mallikarjun Kharge change the fortunes of the Congress Party? Remember, we're going to see 11 state elections ahead of the big general election in 2024. A lot of work, a lot of party reorganization that Kharge has to do, keep the different factions together. Let's not waste any more time, throw this open to our guests. Let me begin by going to Mudit Agarwal. Mudit, a large number of young leaders in the party, and I'm talking about the likes of Sachin Pilot, people like you in that age group have aspirations. What is your expectation today with the appointment of Mallikarjun Kharge?
See, my expectations out of Congress and the organization always have been that we have to change with times. We have to take into account what people are thinking, always have your ear to the ground, and then take decisions. And even if organization changes have to be made, they have to be made. Other thing I always believe in, change is the only constant. We should always look at what our faults are, what is that is pulling us down, and take corrective actions. And I'm sure in that respect, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, who is such a senior leader, been a 9-time MLA, have been leader of Congress in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha both, I'm sure he is well equipped, he has a wherewithal to handle all these situations and take all the corrective actions which are necessary for the Congress to do, and actually take the good work done by Sonia Gandhi ji and Rahul Gandhi ji forward.
Right. So he won the MLA election 10 times. He has been a 3-term MP, twice from the Lok Sabha. Now he is a Rajya Sabha MP, a former rail minister and minister for labour and employment as well. He would be the 7th non-Gandhi leader to become the president of the party in Congress's 137-year-long history. Let me open this up to Aditi Phadnis. Aditi Phadnis, welcome to Newscentre. What is your view on how much can Mallikarjun Kharge change the working of the Congress? How much freedom will he have to appoint his own team?
Well, we have to wait and see. The general perception is that he was pretty much a kind of a stand-in for the Congress party, for the Gandhi family. And actually, I think even when Rahul Gandhi was speaking to reporters in Adoni at a brief press conference, he said that his future, his role will be decided by the new Congress president, and Mr. Kharge will decide. Well, Mr. Kharge was not president when Rahul Gandhi held the press conference, so clearly there was an expectation in the family that it would be Kharge. He has won with a pretty resounding majority, although the whole process has been somewhat vitiated by Salman Soz and others writing to the election authority in the Congress that that all votes from UP should be invalidated because there were serious lacunae in the electoral process. Now, all that is in the past now. He's been elected. So the question is whether he will be allowed to be his own man, or he will carry forward the wishes of the Gandhi family, or he will lay himself down like a bridge over troubled waters, a kind of a connect between those who are malcontents, who are angry with the family, who are angry with the Congress party for not being effective, and will be the punching bag when this rage boils over.
Right. There are also reports coming in that Shashi Tharoor got more votes than Sharad Pawar did in the 1997 election that Sitaram Kesri had won. Let me put that question about Shashi Tharoor because Rashid Kidwai, political analyst and a senior journalist, Aditi Phadnis, had also said that it's better that Shashi Tharoor is on the losing side, and this may actually help him in the future. Let me get in Sanjay Jha. Sanjay, what do you feel? Would Shashi Tharoor have been better for the Congress party? Many said that he would have improved the image of the Congress from the outside. Do you also believe, like Rashid Kidwai, that possibly it's better for him to be on the losing side right now?
Well, Parikshit, I think you never contest an election to lose. The critical challenge for the Congress is the context in which this organizational election has been held. The party has atrophied. It has been electorally routed in the general elections twice over and several state elections. And it does face an existential challenge, if not a complete crisis. So I completely agree with what Aditi Phadnis has mentioned. And let me add a couple of points here. Will Mr. Kharge, now that he's become the Congress president, will he now ensure that actually uses the talent and, the skills of Shashi Tharoor? I mean, these are this will be the manifestation of a new political culture in the Congress, which has become very vindictive, self-serving, myopic, and really lacking any strategy. And I do believe that Shashi, even if he's lost, and I'll be very honest with you, was a better candidate. He was a better candidate, not just because of his age, etc. It's because I think the Congress needed to actually express the fact that it was truly transforming. In Mr. Kharge becoming the Congress president, it is a status quo plus, in the sense that people will say, well, you know what, at least the party has held an election, a statement that cannot be attributed to many other political parties in India, including the BJP. And end of day, I think the Congress has taken a baby step forward. But the challenge, Parikshit, is that given the current political circumstances where the BJP is literally having a one-horse race, the Congress needed to be a lot more bold, pragmatic, and radical in its approach. Clearly, it's going to take time. And I think if Mr. Kharge is not able to dispel the notion that he's eventually nothing but a figurehead, a titular or a titular head representing the Gandhi family, then this may even boomerang. So the question is, will Mr. Kharge now kind of demonstrate an independent authority in terms of the decisions he takes to improve the party? Is he the right man for 2024 in a country where the median age is around 27? Will he be able to actually inspire confidence in various sections of India across a pan-India, east, west, north, south, which is so diverse? I mean, these are going to be very, very critical issues. I personally have openly said that Shashi Tharoor was an ideal man. No candidate is perfect. But I thought the one statement that a lot of people made who supported Mr. Kharge, who said that Dr. Shashi Tharoor is an elitist, I think that somewhere was very disappointing. Because Shashi is speaking English or being a writer, an author, becoming one of the most renowned international speakers cannot be considered elitism. India is now becoming an English-speaking country.
Okay.
I mean, how can
Sanjay,
you mock these attributes?
I'm going to get Mudit Agarwal to respond to what you're saying. And what I was saying about Rashid Kidwai, about better for Tharoor to being on the losing side, was what Kidwai was talking about subsequent elections. In case Kharge is not able to perform, then people will realize that, yes, there is an alternative in Shashi Tharoor. That is what he meant. But Mudit, to get you back into the discussion, doesn't Shashi Tharoor represent a section, aspirations of a section within the Congress? And it's very important now for Mallikarjun Kharge to take that sentiment along with the party.
Firstly, regarding what Mr. Sanjay said, I could not really hear it properly, but he was talking about there was a need for a dramatic and radical changes. I mean, radical and dramatic changes may not be good changes. You must have seen what Mr. Modi did was for him, it was radical and out of the box thinking about demonetization, or the way he implemented GST. Were they the right decisions? You see, both candidates had their good points and maybe some weaknesses, which is there in every individual. It's there in me, it's there in you, it's in every individual. The focus that you bring on Mr. Tharoor is right. He has certain qualities. But that only shows the strength of our leadership in our party, that we have diverse individuals who appeal then to the voters. You see, I really take objection to the fact that you tell congressmen that you should have democracy and you should decide who their leader is, and then you comment, oh, no, you have chosen the wrong leader. I mean, why would you even say a thing like that if you actually believe in democracy?
But Mudit, do you also believe that younger leaders now in the party need to be encouraged
All of
more?
them need to be. See, there's always a continuous process. You need experience, you need young people, you need older people to guide younger people, you need raw energy of youth also. There is no party which only focuses on either old or new. I mean, sometimes this is a futile debate. You need all. You need people from all walks of life, all demography, all ages. That's what you need. Experience is also very important. And as for Mr. Kharge, he's a consensus builder. That's number one. He has seen this organization, worked in this organization. So he knows how this organization function. Again, I'm telling you, Mr. Sanjay, Congress delegates out of 9,000, almost 88% voted for Mr. Kharge. So kindly do not insult their intelligence. I mean, that will be under.
All right. Let me get in Aditi Phadnis once again. Aditi Phadnis, do you believe that Mallikarjun Kharge must come up with a new idea for the Congress? They have been speaking about the economy. They have been speaking about fuel price rise. They have been speaking about women issues, unemployment, international affairs in Parliament. But it's now time to maybe come up with innovative ideas, a new idea for the Congress, what it stands for?
So I agree with both Mr. Agarwal and Mr. Jha. Certainly, there is need to bring on board new ideas, which actually Dr. Shashi Tharoor did with great felicity during his campaign. I mean, if social media were to vote, 100% Dr. Tharoor would have been the Congress president. He flagged many issues relating to gender, relating to equity, etc., which is fine. But the fact is that the Congress delegates felt that in their wisdom, and 88% of them voted for Mr. Kharge. So now Mr. Kharge has to take into account, and he's not required to be, a Prime Minister of India. He's required to be President of the Congress Party. What is the first responsibility of the President of the Congress Party? To make sure that all elections at all levels in the Congress Party are held in a free and fair manner, which means that there has to be, it is now incumbent upon Mr. Kharge to ensure that there is a Congress Working Committee election that takes place and it is free, it is fair. So, I mean, I am not bothered about whether he's 27 or 87 or 97. That doesn't matter. The issue is that he has to be a responsible and responsive president of the Congress Party.
Right. Sanjay Jha, you wanted to come in, respond to what Mudit Agarwal was saying.
Parikshit, the numbers don't lie. The very fact that Mr. Kharge has won 88 to 89% of the votes and Shashi Tharoor has won 11% of the votes is a clear exhibition that end of day, this election had an influence factor. And that influence was this very, not very subtle, I believe. It was a message from the High Command that Mr. Kharge is the preferred unofficial official candidate. I mean, look at the fact that Mr. Gehlot was resigning as the chief minister even before contesting for the election until he changed his mind in a dramatic U-turn. Why would he do that, right? Because he was certain that he was going to win the election. So I think the bottom line is that Shashi Tharoor getting 11% of the votes, with due respect to Mrs. Phadnis and to Mr. Agarwal, can anyone really, can you put your hand on your heart and say that the difference between the two, according to the perception of the AICC delegates, is between 88 and 11%? It's absurd, it's preposterous. I'm not saying who should have won and who should have been elected, but clearly the process was not as transparent as it is made out to be.
Right. Just coming back to you, and that is what Shashi Tharoor was also saying, that when it came to receptions, when it came to press conferences, it was clear that more attention was on Mallikarjun Kharge than Shashi Tharoor. Don't you think that there is merit in the fact that there was no equal treatment for both candidates?
See, what do you mean by equal treatment? I'm a delegate of Congress party from Delhi, and I'm telling you, nobody called me, not even a single leader told me whom to vote for. That's number one. So you can, any conjecture that anyone can do, Sanjay is, he can do that. I mean, that's his choice. The other thing what you really need to understand is, Mr. Tharoor was there. What did he say? That, okay, you are telling me that certain people did not come to, receive him. But it's for the Congress delegates to decide then whom they want to receive or not receive. When we go for elections, even a parliament election, not everyone is on our side. So what you are saying is, Congress delegates are firstly not free to receive whom they want to. Even let it be the senior leader, let it be any senior leader, they are also delegates, they are also voters. Do they not have a right then to express whom they prefer? I mean, if that is democracy, then I'm sorry, I don't want such a democracy. Mr. Sanjay would have been happy had it been the other way around. Had 90% of people gone to Mr. Tharoor and went to receive him, for him, then that was democracy. You see, the problem what has become is Gandhi bashing has become a favorite pastime of the media and so-called intellectuals. Let me just, I go to an extreme and say, even if, although they did not interfere, even if Gandhi is dead, I mean, their word carries so much of value. That means they are the leaders. That's why, whom will delegates listen to? So even if they did, which they did not, by the way, because nobody called me, nobody called anyone else. Even if they did, everyone has a right to influence the election. I have a right to influence the election. I'm delegate. I can go and canvass for 20 people. So it goes the same for senior leaders also. What is the issue? I don't understand.
Okay.
Are those senior leaders not delegates of Congress party?
All right. Aditi, Phadnis, Sanjay Jha, Mudit, Agarwal, thank you very much for being with us here on CNBC-TV18. We're going to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to get you an exclusive interview with Mallikarjun Kharge's son, Priyank Kharge. Mallikarjun Kharge has been elected as the president of the Congress party. With us right now is Mallikarjun Kharge's son, Priyank Kharge, who is a Congress leader, former Karnataka minister as well. Priyank, thank you very much for being with us here. This was an election that was much anticipated. Give us a sense of what kind of experience, what kind of edge will Mallikarjun Kharge bring to the party with his presidency?
One needs to understand that he's got tremendous experience at the grassroots level. So he knows how an election is done right from the panchayat level till the parliament level. And he has the pulse of the cadre. And I think that will be of immense help for him to get our act together when it comes to grooming leadership at the grassroots levels.
The big challenge facing the Congress right now, the electoral prospects look dim. They're reduced to 2 states. Also, the organization is weak at many levels. The big challenges for the party, according to you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the Congress is completely washed out. If you see where has the BJP actually really won the mandate of the people? Did they win it in Maharashtra? Did they win it in Karnataka? Did they get it in Andhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala? Even Punjab they could not manage. Delhi they have not managed. And wherever we have come to power, of course, because of certain people with weak ideologies, we have been they have succumbed to the Operation Lotus. But besides that, I don't see that BJP is making great inroads in states. They've just been buying out MLAs for a second term. So I think yes, but nevertheless, it's a challenge. We need to identify more stronger people who will be with the ideology for a longer time and ensure that they stick around and we form governments to give better governance in these states. So, yeah, it's a challenge and I think we are up to it.
Right. Over the last few months, we had seen a fair amount of anger within the party, some divide as well. There was a grouping called the G23, which wanted reforms in the party. They wanted an election process. That has happened. Many of those G23 leaders back Mallikarjun Kharge. So do you feel that the group of dissidents within the party has been duly addressed and taken care of with this election?
See, I wouldn't call it revolt or a dissident. They ask questions, and it's quite natural in the Congress party that in the process of internal democracy, anybody can question anything, and they'd ask for elections and other reforms. And elections is why it's not because they wanted the elections happen, right? It was a process which most of us wanted Mr. Gandhi to take charge, but since he refused, a couple of them threw their hat in the ring to do these elections. I mean, there's nothing wrong, so I wouldn't say that there was a revolt against the leadership or dissidents against the leadership. This kind of democratic voices can be heard only in Congress. Do you hear these kind of things in BJP? I believe Mr. J.P. Nadda was re-elected recently. Who elected him? Who re-elected him? Where is the voter list? Who are the voters? Did they have this kind of process? But they seem to be more interested in the internal processes of the Congress than their own processes.
Right. Also, when it comes to the economy, right now there are several headwinds facing the global economy. Even when it comes to India, there are inflation challenges which need to be addressed. Because of the slowdown in global markets, there will be an export slowdown as well. Knowing your father, what are the areas that he would like to hold the government accountable when it comes to the state of the economy?
See, as a party in the opposition, we cannot say we will take up only one issue. Of course, economic instability is a huge issue. Along with that, we will be taking up a lot of other issues that plague the common man. Besides taking up economic issues at the national level or the global level, we have a moral responsibility towards the people. So it's unemployment, economic inequality, preserving the constitution, the price rise issue, inflation issue. You just mentioned trade deficit. It's all high, the rupee versus dollar fight that's going on. So, I mean, there are a lot of challenges, and we hope that we will be able to wake up this government from its slumber.
And the biggest argument, one of the biggest arguments that the BJP had against the Congress, that this is a Gandhi family ruled party. So that argument would not hold good, even though the perception broadly is that Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge had the blessings of Sonia Gandhi.
See, we are not here to answer the BJP. We are here to answer our cadres, number one. And number two, it still remains a fact that the Gandhis are the glue that bind all the congressmen across the country. And there is nothing wrong in seeking their advice or seeking their counsel. Show me one family that has sacrificed so much in the history of India for the country and for the party. I mean, if there is at any given point of time, if the party needs their counsel, they will. And even now, I strongly believe that they are going to be the guiding force. They're going to be the spiritual force behind any president of the party or the party itself.